Alright, so hello everyone, I'm Ryan. Well, do excuse my room being a bit of a mess today. It's been a bit of an odd day, and well, yeah, it has to do with my little big old like PC over here. But so there has been quite a few upgrades since the last time I made like a setup video, and I feel like once this is all back together, I actually will do like an updated setup video because quite a lot has changed. And I guess technically this would be a good enough video to at least talk about one of the main changes that has happened. So, a while ago, I think about like almost a year ago, I think. Maybe, I think. I'm not entirely sure how long ago this was. Basically, one of the major upgrades that was made to this PC, but you can't really see anything because the GoPro's like, for some reason, like its light sensor's not that good. But essentially the motherboard and, well, the processor and the RAM, like they were all kind of like bought in this bundle along with this 240 millimeter, oh shit, on, let me put this thing down. This 240 millimeter water cooler by Cooler Master. So this is actually the water cooler that came along with the processor when it was bought by the original person who owned it. And that's because this is not your typical desktop processor. You can get a little bit closer, and if you can angle the camera correctly and if you can read, yep, that is a Ryzen Threadripper, a Threadripper 1920X. Now, so you may remember, my previous processor was a 2600, which I actually, funny enough, have the box still up here. And that is pretty much like this processor by size alone is pretty much like two of them put side by side, maybe like, yeah, about two of like two 2600s put side by side. And by just on paper specs, of course, it's way higher than this, but just on paper, it's quite literally double. So, in just everything. So the 2600 was a 6-core 12 thread processor. This is a 12 thread 24 thread 12 core 24 thread processor. So quite literally, just on paper alone, it's like double the specs, and performance is, yeah, quite a lot more. So the story behind how that all happened is honestly like a pretty amazing one, because pretty much this like motherboard, processor, and these two sticks of RAM as well included, and of course the water cooler, were kind of saved from what was more or less like a dump operation, I guess, and it was kind of dead, and was pretty much brought back to life through a miracle, and that miracle would be, well, a friend of mine who, I guess we'll just call him A, because I don't actually know if he'd want me to actually say his name out loud on YouTube, because, you know, not everyone likes that. But for now, we'll call him A. Pretty much, he has, like, yeah, when it comes to like computers and just general electronics, like laptops and phones and stuff, like everything, I kind of just go through him just because he just seems to know what to do with this stuff, and it's very, very convenient, and especially when it comes to this, considering this is now officially like a HEDD class computer, or it is a HEDD computer. Yeah, it makes sense. Now, actually, while I'm talking, I actually need to remove this 2080 from here. And yeah, I need to move it aside. So come on, come on. Ugh, this thing is too heavy. I think I'll give it a clean like tomorrow. Jesus, look at this. What a big baddie. Anyway, I'm gonna put this, yeah, I'm gonna put you here for now. Move aside, mate. Okay. And I'll be sending this tomorrow. This is my secondary GPU that I use for acceleration. And again, fun. I mean, you can do this on regular computers, but it works way better on like HDD computers. But basically, that's what we thought happened was like the NVIDIA drivers recently for the update for Days Gone. Apparently, for some people, messed with like people who have dual GPUs. And well, tried that, but turns out no. What was actually happening was the computer was overheating like crazy, and that's because this thing, well, pretty much died, and it died a long time ago. And the thing is, it was overheating so bad that like you can probably see just about like here, like that green stuff. That's like hard, like that's coolant, like which is meant to be inside the pipes themselves, but apparently that came out, but because of how hot it was getting, it literally evaporated and like just ended up on the pump, which is great because it means it didn't leak and go anywhere else. So in that way, it's a great saving grace, and again, caught it at this time and glad it didn't happen much later. And also, I'm not sure if the camera can pick this up, but can you hear that water? But if you can hear it, it's not supposed to. It almost sounds like it's half empty, which basically means it's been evaporating for quite some time. So this has been like overheating for quite a bit, and it just seems like today was the day when it decided to like give in. Now, this is going to be replaced by a my previous water cooler, which actually, technically speaking, is, I mean, it's not better on paper by pure performance because technically this one's pump head is much better. It's just that the other one is bigger. This is a 240 millimeter rad. That was a 360 millimeter rad. It's a Corsair H150i. The only thing is, since that was for AM4 and this uses a specific, because obviously this is for Threadripper, it uses a TR4 bracket, couldn't really fit it at the time. And so Corsair does sell a TR4 adapter, but at the time didn't really need it since this was working, so now had to buy it from Amazon. And yeah, had to pay a little bit extra because at the time it was only like 1 grand if I had to buy it from somewhere like MD Computers, but MD Computers doesn't sell that anymore, and the seller on Amazon was selling it for 2,500, which yeah, kind of sucks. Had to pay pretty much more than double, but then at the same time, way better than having to buy like a new air cooler or a new water cooler, because that's like at a minimum of like 7 to 10 grand for at least like decent ones, and for like ones that at least I'd need ideally if I wanted to maintain the old overclock, at least upwards of like 15 to 20 grand, which I don't really want to spend right now. So not exactly the best situation, but hey, at least there are options. So anyway, um what exactly am I gonna do? Because the thing is, I ordered the bracket, but it's gonna take me at least 2 weeks. I'm gonna be pretty much not gonna be able to use this computer for like 2 weeks, I think, at this point. If I'm no, not 2 weeks, maybe about like a week and a half, if I'm not wrong. Well, luckily, as per usual, coming in clutch, does have a laptop. It is a business laptop, like a Dell Inspiron something. I think it's like it's basically Dell's. No, I don't know if it's an Inspiron, maybe a Latitude. I think I'll like make a video on it at some point if I ever need to. But essentially, it's Dell's version of ThinkPads. So hey, I like ThinkPads, and hey, I mean, shit, I don't mind like actually getting a laptop like that and living off of that, and it's kind of exciting because it's like, kind of going back to the low end and like figuring out what exactly you can run and what you can't run, all that kind of stuff. So anyway, that is I guess what happened today, and I'm a little bit dejected, but at the same time I'm oddly excited about like having to like, I guess, do something new. And I guess this does give me a good excuse to like just clean this place out. So yeah, I guess. Anyway, I guess, yeah, that's really about it. Oh, also, I did remove the hard drives. I have a lot of storage in my computer. I just realized, like, this is like two terabyte hard drives. One of them is a server hard drive. Another one's like a regular hard drive that got the controller swapped. And yeah, that is a 2 terabyte SSD in there. So fun. Anyway, I don't think there's any other moving bits. This should be good to go. So yeah, pretty much all I need to do is somehow transport this tomorrow. Basically, what I'm going to be doing is here in Bangalore, we have about like between 6 to 10, like a short time period where you can like go out basically, and there's no restriction. So I'm hoping to like, go in the morning and give in the PC and get the laptop, and yeah, it should be all, well, yeah, ideally just seamless. I really hope so. Anyway, yeah, that's about it. Anyway, I guess thank you guys for watching, and I guess I'll keep you updated if things go one way or another. But yeah, bye.